Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Josh Williams. Thanks for coming over to my YouTube channel. This is a series I'm going to be starting called Freedom Forge right here on YouTube. A little bit about me. I've done YouTube in the past. I've had some successes. I'm somebody that did not graduate high school, so everything that I'm going to be bringing to you is based off of things that I've done my research and learned about, and I'm going to try to explain some of these complex things in a very easy way to comprehend for a lot of people. I do a lot of my own research. I pride myself on that, and so I want to bring it to people that may not know how to comprehend some of this stuff. As far as from the political standpoint, one of the biggest things that's being talked about right now is tariffs and things like that, and people not understanding where we're at. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of worry in the market. The reality of the situation is this. No, Donald Trump does not have a long-term plan, but he does not have a short-term. He's not flying by the wing of his pants either. The reality in business, anytime that you're going to be making deals, is that the long-term, if you make plans for where you're going to be at, where this is going down the road, that's not going to work out. So don't set something up, don't put something out there because you don't know how this is going to play out. It's one step at a time, and it's reacting to your enemy's reaction. I'm going to take this step, I'm going to see what they do, and then I'm going to come back, rework my plan, try again. And that doesn't mean you're failing. That means you're taking steps forward. That means that you are actively trying to move forward with the negotiations. It means that you're trying to take the next best step. So we're not going to understand the long term of this stuff. We're just not going to. That's the reality. But we're betting on America. You know, whenever he says that, what he really means is we want to bring those manufacturing jobs back to the United States of America. We want to give jobs back to Americans. In the short term, yeah, it might hurt a little bit for the lower and middle class. Prices might go up a little bit. But in the long term, what is the plan? I mean, the plan is reshoring a lot of these jobs, giving people jobs, cutting income tax, things like that. And when a country's taxing their own people, it really means that that country is not doing well. Your country should be able to succeed without taxing its own people by exports and things like that. A lot of people don't understand this hard stance with China, but really what China's doing is ripping everybody off. They're taking these products that we're sending there to be made there, they're taking the technology out of it, and they're tearing it apart, and they're making their own new spin on it, but they're using all of our stuff to do that. And that's the biggest problem that we have right there is they're just out and out stealing everything that we have. So just realize that it is a big plan and there is a big game, but the game is 5 feet at a time. It's not the whole 100 yards at a time. And you have to see how your enemy's going to react. But we can't continue going on with China stealing our property, our intellectual property from the people that are here creating it. The truth is these companies go over there and they do make their products a lot cheaper. But in the long term, they're also getting their products ripped off. They're getting their products stolen from them. So it makes sense to reshore some of those manufacturing. Yeah, those companies' profit margins might be changed a little bit, but the reality is the price isn't going to be changed a lot because you're going to be still getting charged $1,200 for that iPhone no matter what. But what they're bringing home might be a little bit smaller. And if you don't support that, I mean, realistically, the people that work in these sweatshops that are building these items and shipping them to the United States, these things and these people are kids a lot of times, unsafe working conditions, not treated right, not a fair pay, and you know we want that for them, but their country's not going to give that to them. So we need to bring that here, so we can make sure that that's regulated, and it's a humanitarian thing at the end of the day, and it's a patriotic thing. We want our people to do good. If our people aren't doing good, if our country's not doing good, the world's not doing good. If you do a lot of the research on the economy, all these other countries' economies are based off the United States of economy. We've helped play kingmaker and build a lot of these economies, like Germany after World War II or Japan after World War II. A lot of those things were built on the back of America. and realizing how much negotiating power we have with China. It's a lot easier to say no than get told no. So if we're turning away these products and saying, hey, that's too much money, it's a lot harder on them getting told that. Their economy relies on shipping us things. And yes, we are reliant on things coming from them, but we can't, our country doesn't stop functioning without it. There's hundreds of other countries that we can work with. We just had that thing come through with India. JD Vance went to India to do some sort of negotiations there. I think that we have to be careful with any other country that we're partnering with, and I think that in our negotiations, making sure that the humanitarian side of things is watched after, that these people are getting taken care of, these aren't unsafe working conditions. I don't want my money going towards sweatshops. I don't want it going towards blood diamonds. I don't want it going towards all this bull crap that they're doing all over the rest of the world. I really want my money to be going, paying somebody's living, supporting their family so that they can have a good life too. And realizing that this whole thing with China, they're already backing off. They're trying to lower some of these tariffs on some of these items. And the reason for that is they need to sell to us more than we need to buy from them. A lot of people, you just got to do your research on China. Their economy's not doing great. They got a lot of people in the streets. It's not a great situation there, and it's scary. But as Americans, we have to realize that this is what we have to do to protect our country, protect our companies, and protect our nation. This is a big step for our people, and this is a big step for our country. And you're seeing a lot of markets fluctuate right now. The Dow Jones is doing whatever it's doing. It's back up on a roll. Of course, there's going to be a market scare with some of this stuff because the market doesn't like unstable ground. People, if they don't know that they're going to get their money back, they start getting a little more stingy with how they spend it. So that goes down to everything, even our housing market. You're seeing fluctuations there with our interest rates and things like that. Understand that there has to be a long term for some of these things, and interest rates hopefully are going to come down. The housing market's not looking great in a lot of markets across the United States of America, so it'll be very interesting to see how that's going to play out in the long run. A lot of buyers don't know where they're at on some of this stuff, and a lot of sellers don't know where they're at as far as market, and is it a good time to buy? I don't really want to buy with the interest rates this high if I know that they're going to be coming down. You're just getting a lot of houses starting to sit on the market in different markets, and just keep an eye on it as that progresses. I will definitely update you guys. As of right now, there's no huge shifts, but there is also a lot of huge shifts in some markets. Your Florida markets, some of your Texas markets, they're getting hit a lot, and you're seeing that with rent rates, you're seeing that with the price of houses, and it'll be interesting to see how some of those things play out. These people that have these big corporations that are holding on to a lot of these houses, not being able to get people in to rent them, you're going to see some movement in some of these markets, and that's something to watch out for because it may be a good time to buy a house. Another topic I had here was the passing of Pope Francis. I think that affected a lot of people across the world. I thought it was good to see our president go there. I thought that it was good that JD Vance seen him before anything happened. The blue suit drama going on is hilarious to me because there's literally hundreds of people in the crowd wearing blue suits, and Joe Biden, the hero of the left, was wearing a blue suit even. So I don't know. I think that they're really just grabbing for straws at this point with some of this stuff, and you guys got to realize that they don't have a leg to stand on right now. The Democratic Party doesn't have good leadership right now. I think a lot of people that are middle-minded, that can come to the table on a lot of these issues, are like really on the fence because some of these issues are so far gone. It's not even close to where middle America's at. It's not even close where moms in middle class are. It's not even close to where dads and families and lower class and things like that are even near. And so I think it's just, we're going to see some real movement over the next couple years of the Democratic Party, and I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but it will be interesting nonetheless. I thought that it was good that Donald Trump sat with Zelensky while he was over there. We don't really have any details of that meeting. The best interest for everybody is for the Ukraine war to be wrapped up. I don't think that America needs to tie up any more money into that war. I don't think that we should be tying up any more money into anybody else's wars. I think we really need to get our budget under control. Whenever we're at a point that we're paying off our own national debt, then, if we have some extra money for spending, then we help other people out. But we have a lot of people here that are hurting here in America. We have a lot of people and a lot of things that are making Americans struggle here, and everybody's got to realize that as much as we want to help everybody else out, the best way that we can help them is us having a strong economy. We can't play kingmaker all across the world. It just doesn't work out. It never does. You look at Afghanistan and how that ended up going, but how it was. You look at Syria, you look at these other things, and they just don't work out how we want. So we need to start leaving some of these markets alone. We need to start taking a step back and realizing that the best way that we can help some of these people is making sure that we're strong as a country. And what that means for our people is, hey, these tariffs and stuff like that, you're just going to have to wait and see how some of this stuff pans out. You got to stop getting so antsy. Pay your bills, get on top of your stuff. Right now is a really good time. Get on top of your debt. We have the highest credit card debt we've ever had as the United States of America. Start getting on top of that, because the reality of the situation is we don't know what the market's going to do. We don't know where the market's going. I think that the market's going to go up, but there's a lot of fluctuation and there's a lot of uncertainty. So pay your stuff off. Get in a better standpoint. Do what you need to do. Be doing something for yourself. These countries, they rely on us. And as much as we don't want to admit that, they need us to be strong. And that's the only way that we can help out some of these countries. And it's not the rich's fault. It's not the poor's fault. I hate this person could solve world hunger with this much money. Well, you're right, we could, but the only way that we could really solve world hunger is going in and changing all of these economies and playing kingmaker for all these countries, and we just don't have a good track record for that. You can feed a man for a day or teach a man to fish, and the only way that we know how to teach a man to fish is to go in, set up their economy, go in, help restructure everything that they have, and that is not the way that we need to be doing things. It has not worked out for us in the past. It's not going to work out. And just look at the history of America doing that. And some of these countries that we have helped out are some of the countries screwing us over the worst. Whenever we talk about fair trade deals, what Donald Trump is saying is, look at their markets and look at our markets. Are they making it accessible for our companies to be selling in their countries? How much more money are we spending with them than are they spending with us? And what is our protection worth? If you're a member of NATO, what is our protection worth to you? Because we're putting out trillions of dollars into our defense budget and making sure that our country and every other country in the world is safe as could be. If we have a trade deficit with you and you're a member of NATO, you really need to look at yourself and ask yourself, is that really fair? Because that money going into our defense budget is coming off the backs of the American people, the American consumer, and I don't feel like that's fair to us. I want it to be a fair playing field. I want our companies to be able to strive there. I want their companies to be able to strive here. I want their people to do good. I want us to do good. But if I'm going to go to work for what I bring home every week, and my money is going to pay for a military that's protecting all these other people, they should be doing the same. It's worth it to me. Why is it not worth it to you? If you're not willing to do that same thing for your country, why are we doing it for you? I think that's the biggest question. You look at any of these countries that we are partnered with and you really ask, why are they not at the same standard? Why are they not committing their same amount of GDP? Why are they not, as focused on their defenses as we are in all these other countries' defenses? So put that in perspective. Think about that, and we will have another episode of Freedom Forge in the next couple days. I want to get on a good upload cycle. Hopefully, if you guys liked this video, you'll drop a comment, maybe throw in some topics you want me to cover next time. Drop a subscribe or whatever, and like the video. I'm not going to sit here and beg you guys for likes, but comments are more important. I really want to hear from you guys, hear your thoughts on things, maybe have some debates. I'm willing to do some lives. I want to get on some good schedules, but this is Freedom Forge Episode 1, and I'm Josh Williams, and thank you so much for checking out this video.